Pakistan, a dream gone sour by Roedad Khan. The day we see the truth and cease to speak is the day we begin to die. Martin Luther King. This book is a collection of personal memory and observations based on nearly 40 years in the service of Pakistan. This book is the story of 6 presidents who guided the destiny of our people from 1958 onwards. I served under 5 of them and knew all the 6 in varying measures. Ghulam Ishaq Khan best, followed in that order by Bhutto, Zia, Yahya, Ayub and Laghari. Each one of them in his own way has directly or indirectly contributed to our generation's anguish and sense of betrayal, to our loss of confidence in our rulers, in our country, in our future, in ourselves, and to the soaring of the dream of Pakistan. History, according to Churchill, judges a man not by his victories or defeats, but by their results. Alexander was driven out of India. Genghis Khan was undone by his sons. Napoleon lost everything, including France. The greater the fall, the greater was a man's height. This book is about how did the Pakistan dream turn sour? Where did we go wrong? What has the role of our national institutions been? And what is their contribution to the present unpleasant situation? Can the nation to be reborn, redeemed or resurrected? Ruin and destruction comes when the trader, whose heart is lifted up by wealth, become ruler, or when the general uses his army to establish a military dictatorship. Pity the nation that is full of beliefs and empty of religion. Pity the nation that raises not its voice. Pity the nation divided into fragments, each fragment deeming itself a nation. Khalil Gibran. On 8 October 1958, I heard over the radio that martial law had been imposed and civilian government, elected legislatures, etc. had been dismissed. Ayub Khan was the chief martial law administrator. I was shocked. It gave the lie to all that I had been taught and all that I had learned at FC College Lahore and at Aligarh. There can be no martial law in peacetime, so we were taught. I was thoroughly confused. The country was not at war and there was no civil commotion in the country prevailing the judges from going to court, an essential condition for the imposition of martial law in peacetime. I was in Peshawar when I first met Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, future President and Prime Minister of Pakistan. He was young, witty, full of life, well-read and well-dressed. In 1963, I moved to Karachi, a city of over 2 million at that time, had a different set of awesome and daunting problems. Roedad Khan wrote, "This is not the country I would like to die in. I badly want a Pakistan to defend, a nation I can belong to, fight for and die for. These days our country is collapsing into itself. Pakistan today is a land of opportunities for corrupt, unprincipled politicians, corrupt and dishonest civil servants, smugglers and tax evaders. Pakistan suffered more terrorist attacks than any other country in the world in 2012, has the second largest number of children without access to schools, and boasts one of the world's lowest tax to GDP ratio. Some jihadists wants to impose a radical Islamic state upon Pakistan, 220 million people, and subdue its religious minorities, including Christians, Hindus, Ahmadis, and Shiite Muslims, whom they believe to be kuffar or infidels and worthy of death. It is the threat from Pakistani jihadists, not India, not Afghanistan, and not America. That was the exclusive focus of the remarks by the Pakistani Army Chief General Ashraf Parvez Kayani at an Independence Day celebration on the evening of August 13. Pakistan, he said, was conceived as a land in which the personal and religious liberties of minorities would be secured like those of its majority populace. Yet, in the midst of this chaos, Nawaz Sharif has largely been missing from the scene. Earlier this month, as the dead bodies piled up, the Prime Minister spent a week in Mecca on a non-obligatory religious pilgrimage he makes every year. Problems of Pakistan: incompetent and corrupt ruler, institutional decay and no rule of law, discontinuation of democratic process, lack of accountability, political succession, electoral rigging, inefficient civil service, inefficient judiciary. This is not the Pakistan I had voted for when referendum was held in my province and WFP. Today, Pakistan is a nightmare of corruption, crime and despair. All the presidents played their role in causing irreparable losses to Pakistan and leading the country into despair. Ayub Khan was of average intellect but not corrupt. However, he failed because his performance could not justify his act of abrogating the constitution. Yahya has been termed as a good man but hardly a good president. However, history has otherwise to say. Bhutto was courageous, bright and most talented. However, his exceptional qualities ultimately led him to downfall. And Bhutto did as much disservice to socialism as Zia did to Islam. Zia's dominant quality was humility and kindness, which he cunningly used to prolong his illegitimate rule over the country. I have no doubt that if Zia had lived, he would have taken us back to the Middle Ages. Ghulam Isa Khan depicted as hardworking and integrity. Farooq Ligari was an intelligent person but was underrated. Pakistan during all these years was a security state